In 2024, India surveyed itself. Field workers knocked on the doors of hundreds of thousands of households across every state and union territory and asked, "How are you? Are your children growing properly? When your baby was born? When did that happen and how?" The result is the National Family Health Survey NFHS-6, and today my snapshot video is dedicated to NFHS-6. The data it produced is more interesting, more complicated, and in one specific finding, more alarming than everything that has appeared in the news coverage. Let me tell you what it actually shows. In NFHS-5, around 2019, 21.5% of births in India were by caesarean section. In NFHS-6, that number is 27.2%. Nearly 3 in 10 births in India are now surgical deliveries. To understand why that number matters, you need one reference point. The World Health Organization has spent decades studying what C-section rates actually do to maternal and newborn survival. Their finding, at the population level, rates above 10 to 15% do not reduce mortality. They do not save additional lives. Beyond the threshold, the surgery is happening without a survival benefit to justify it. India is at 27%, nearly double that ceiling. Now, here's the part that explains why. That 27% is a national average. Break it down by facility type and something stark appears. In government hospitals, the rate is far lower. In private hospitals, it is approximately 54%. More than half of all births in Indian private facilities are by surgery. This is not a medical phenomenon. C-sections are faster to schedule. They are reimbursed at a higher rate than normal deliveries. And in a system where informed consent is often nominal, many women might not be offered a genuine clinical explanation before they are wheeled into the theatre. The surgery itself carries real risks: hemorrhage, infection, complications in future pregnancies. At 54% in private facilities, a large fraction of those surgeries are being performed on women who might not need them. Now, the genuinely good news, because there is a lot of it. Stunting, children who are too short for their age because of chronic undernourishment, fell from 35.5 to 29.3%, a 6.2 percentage point drop. That sounds modest, but it is not. India has approximately 250 million children under 14. 6 percentage points of that population is a number with 7 figures. That is millions of children whose physical and cognitive development is no longer being permanently altered by malnutrition in their first 2 years. India has also crossed for the first time the WHO classification's threshold for very high stunting prevalence at 30%. That benchmark has never been crossed in any previous NFHS cycle. It crossed in this cycle. On vaccines, the rotavirus story is extraordinary by any measure. Coverage went from 36.4% to 85.4%. Not an improvement, but transformation. In a single survey cycle, rotavirus causes severe diarrheal disease that kills children. Going from 1/3 coverage to near universal coverage in 4 years is one of the cleaner examples of what a functional national program can actually achieve. And this one deserves its own moment. India's total fertility rate is now 2.0. The replacement level, the point at which a population exactly sustains itself across generations, is 2.1. India's TFR has never been below that threshold in the country's recorded demographic history. It is now, and that is not a small thing. That is a generational shift in how many children the average Indian woman is having, and it happened through voluntary family planning, not coercion. Here is a finding that should be on every front page and is on none of them. Exclusive breastfeeding. Giving a baby nothing but breast milk for his first 6 months has declined from 63.7% in NFHS-5 to 55.8% in NFHS-6. Nearly 8 percentage points are lost. The Lancet has consistently ranked exclusive breastfeeding among the highest impact child survival interventions available to any health system. More impact per child reached than almost anything else you can do in the first 6 months of life. Its decline is not a lifestyle story. It's a story about women entering a workforce that does not have the lactation infrastructure to support them, about formula marketing that is not being adequately regulated, about health worker counseling that is not reaching enough families. These are structural failures, and the data is recording their consequence. Now, something unusual is happening in the adult nutrition data, and it's worth pausing because it looks at first glance like a contradiction. Overweight and obesity among women has risen from 24 to 30.7%, among men from 22.9% to 27.3%. Approximately 42 crore adults are now overweight or obese. That is larger than the population of the United States. At the same time, adult underweight is also rising. Women with BMI below 18.5 has increased from 18.7 to 19.7%. Men from 16.2 to 19.7%. Obesity and undernutrition rising simultaneously in the same country. This is not a contradiction. It has a name on nutrition epidemiology, the double burden of malnutrition. And it is what happens when rapid urbanization meets extreme income inequality, meets a food environment that gives the poor access to cheap calories but not to nutritious food. Both ends of the distribution gets worse at the same time. The metabolic consequence is visible in the blood sugar data. Elevated blood sugar in diabetes, pre-diabetes or in medication rose from 15.6 to 20.9% among men. More than 1 in 5 adult men in India now has abnormal glycemia. India is the diabetes capital of the world by absolute numbers. The data says we are not even near the peak. Two socioeconomic numbers deserve more attention than they get because they are not just infrastructure metrics, they are upstream health determinants. Women who have used the internet has risen from 33.3% in NFHS-5 to 64.3% in NFHS-6. 30 percentage points in 4 years. Internet access for women is correlated in the literature with health-seeking behavior, contraceptive uptake, scheme awareness and institutional delivery use. The number matters beyond what it appears to measure. Health insurance coverage expanded from 41 to 60.2% of households, driven largely by Ayushman Bharat. That is real structural progress towards universal financial protection. Coverage does not equal utilization though. Empaneled facility quality, claims processing, and scheme awareness gaps are real. But the structural foundation has been built faster than this in this cycle than any previous one. One more thing before we close, something that is not in the data but is about the data. NFHS-5 has tracked 131 indicators. NFHS-6 has tracked 101. 30 indicators have been quietly removed with no published explanation. Gone is the anemia prevalence in a country where over half of women were anemic in the last survey. Gone are the clean cooking fuel access. Gone are the sanitation coverage and open defecation data. Gone are the infant and child mortality rates, the most fundamental measures of whether a health system is keeping children alive. In science, when you stop measuring something, you do not make the problem go away. You make it invisible. And invisible problems are the ones that do not get funded, do not get programmed, and do not get fixed. India's NFHS-6 is not a good news story or a bad news story. It is what population data always is. A simultaneous record of progress and failure, of things that are working and things that are being actively ignored. Stunting is falling, C-sections are climbing, vaccines are reaching, breastfeeding is declining, women are getting online, diabetes is rising. These things are all true at the same time. A health system contains multitudes. The deep dive version of this analysis, every indicator, every SDG connection, every structural determinant will be on this channel very soon. The data is in public domain. It should be read. Please like, share, comment on my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.